another Smite build video. I am your host, Shuey. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. First and foremost, I would like to apologize if you can hear any of the construction outside my house. They've been going at it for the past like 3 days, which is kind of the reason of my lack of uploads. I haven't really been able to record much, but I figured I might as well just do it anyway. And I figured we could kind of tough through the noise on the outside. I don't even know if you guys can hear it, but it is very loud and very obnoxious and very annoying. Now, the god, as you can see on screen, we're going to be going over Ah Puch, horrific god of decay. Now, this god is a very, very strong mid lane god. He's been going through kind of the nerf hammer with a little bit of buff, and a little bit of nerf, a little bit of buff, a little bit of nerf. So he's been fluctuating in the meta for the past couple of months. Now, he's still very, very strong and a very solid choice if you are a very dedicated mid lane pusher. So we're actually going to dive into his abilities really quick. Hollow Ground. Ah Puch is closely attuned with the dead and may exhume corpses at his will. When walking over a decaying corpse, Ah Puch lowers the cooldown of Undead Surge and Corpse Explosion by 2 seconds, restoring 6% of his maximum health and 3% of his maximum mana. Corpse lives last for 45 seconds. So pretty much he's going to have like little Cupid hearts around, but only for himself, and they reduce his cooldowns and give him health and mana back. Pretty simple stuff. The Undead Surge. Ah Puch races up 2 decaying corpses from the underground that surge forward, exploding on anything they touch when they reach max distance or when Ah Puch reactivates Undead Surge, dealing damage and slowing targets hit. Corpse collapse after exploding, remaining behind. Does 170 cap plus 35% of your magical power with a 40% slow for 3 seconds. It's really strong. I definitely recommend using Undead Surge as much as possible and just throwing them out as much as possible. It's a very, very, very strong move, and it's probably going to be one of your most used. And it actually combos the best with the next ability, which is Corpse Explosion. Ah Puch causes the target area to explode, dealing damage. Corpse Explosion also causes any decaying corpses in the area to explode. It does 100% of 100 initial damage plus 10% of your magical power, and the damage per corpse is 160 plus 25% of your magical power. So you add that, you times that by 2 if there's 2 corpses and 3 if there's 3. So as you can see, the potential power is here, guys. You just got to learn how to do the combo, and it's very important on your buff placings. So we have Fleeting Breath, which Ah Puch throws a charm from the underworld which awakens a decaying corpse that applies Miasma? I don't know, however you pronounce that word. Miasma or Miasma to targets in an area, falls to the ground, remaining behind. Targets take damage every second after the duration. Targets take additional damage and are stunned for each time they were healed by an ability during the initial duration. Does 37 plus 15% of your magical power per tick. 60 additional damage plus 10% of your magical power per heal. So if you're going against, let's say like a Hell or an Afro in mid, that ability is very, very strong, and it's insane. And then his ultimate is Serve Your Master Once More, Empty the Crypts, whatever you want to call it. Ah Puch unleashes an army of wraiths from the 9th hell that swarm forward and deal damage to enemies they collide with. 80 damage per wraith plus 10% of your magical power, and it lasts for 6 seconds. And this literally takes the entire lane. This takes up the whole lane. I hope you guys realize that. You can pretty much section off a gank area. You can section off the front of a tower. You can section off a tower. You can do whatever you want to section this off, unless people are so tanky they can just sit in and take it and enjoy getting beat down. But it's very, very strong. We're going to hop into the ability build real quick. I'm probably going to rush this video a little bit due to the fact that I think you guys can hear the construction outside my house, and I do apologize once again. But we're going to go and dive into the ability builder. We're going to go Undead Surge, Corpse Explosion, Fleeting Breath, Surge, then Empty the Crypts, Surge, Surge, Explosion, Crypts, Surge, Explosion, Explosion, Crypts, Explosion, Fleet, Crypts, Fleet, Crypts. Boom, done, easy. No reason to really go any more in detail. Now, the build I'm going to be giving you right now for Ah Puch might cause some form of controversy with this video. This is the one that I use after all the patch nerfs, after all that stuff. This is what I use, and I find it very, 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 very good. I like it a lot. I really do. And what we're gonna do for the first starter item is you're actually going to go ahead and grab Vampiric Shroud, because killing minions gives you 10 health and 10 mana, 20 magical power, 100 health and 5 MP5. Pretty self-explanatory. It's a standard staple for mids, really. You're going to be killing a crap ton of minions, so being able to get all that health back and everything like that is pretty self-explanatory. And if you've been on my channel before, you guys already know what's coming next for a mid lane pusher or 90% of all gods. Meditation out the gate, because it's an awesome thing and I love it. And meditation, it's new meta. New meta, guys. New meta. Let's make it happen. Next, you're actually going to be spotting one of each pot. I definitely believe in the double pot and then getting 1 health, 1 mana, mainly because you have Vampiric Shroud to get your stuff back, you have Meditation to get your mana back, and then you have your corpses as well to also gain health and mana back. So one of each really gives you that coverage for whichever one's dropping the lowest on your first out. This will really help you be able to sustain in lane a lot longer. Your first core item is going to be, we're just going to go all items and go all the way down. I'm sure you guys already know pretty much what's coming. This is pretty much a staple when it comes to Ah Puch, and it's the Warlock Sash. Gives you 50 magical power, 300 health, 400 mana. You permanently gain 3 health and 0.6 magical power per stack, and receive 5 for a god, 1 for a min, caps out at 100. So you're going to be getting 300 health and about 60 magical power from this, not including the original stacks that it gives you off buy. So this is very, very strong, and you want to get this as early as possible due to the fact that it does take 100 stacks. So stacking that early in game is really powerful and will definitely help you out in the long run. Next one, we're actually going to scoop up our boots, and we're going to get Shoes of Focus, I believe. Yeah, Shoes of Focus, which 30 magical power, 15 cooldown reduction, and 18% movement speed. Self-explanatory. Hit more often, move faster, hit a little harder, not that much though. But once you start getting the stacks on Warlock Sash, you're going to start realizing the definite power change. Next one, this is where I'm going to start getting a little bit of controversy, I believe. I use Spear of the Magus, or Spear of the Magus, whatever you want to call it, and you get 40 magical power, 15 magical pen. Enemies hit by your damaging abilities have their magical protections reduced by 10, and additional 10% for 5 seconds, caps out at 2, so you get 20%. So, the reason why I use this over a lot of other items, and the reason I build it third, is due to the fact that you're playing Ah Puch. When they're damaged by your damaging abilities, their protections are dropped. So if you hit them with your Corpse Toss or anything like that, you hit them, you reduce their protections for the next 5 seconds. So when you hit them with your Corpse Runners, they're then dropped lower and their defenses are dropped, and then as soon as you do that, you hit that Corpse Explosion, it's going to do a crap ton more damage. It combos and has very good synergy, not well synergy, very good synergy with Ah Puch's abilities. It syncs together so well, it would be crazy not to use it. I've used it in PvP and everything like that. I mean, the whole game is PvP. I've used this in Conquest, I should say, multiple times, and I usually wreck face. I've gone against Hells, I've gone against Kukulkans, I've gone against Anubis, I've gone against Poseidon, I've gone against Zeus, I've gone against all these great pusher gods for mid, and I just absolutely obliterate them. And I couldn't figure out what in my build would be the staple, and I honestly think Spear of the Magus is the staple for my build due to the fact that it synergizes so well with his abilities, with his kit. It just goes so well. We're going to throw that on there. I just had to explain myself a little bit because I feel like I'm going to get some flack in the comment section from this build due to the fact that I'm not using like Obsidian Shard third or Gem of Isolation third or something like that. Something that's like the typical Ah Puch. So we're going to go into the next one, and then now we're actually going to be grabbing the Obsidian Shard, which is pretty self-explanatory. 70 magical power, 33% magical penetration. No need to really justify that. You guys already know the power of that. And next we're actually going to be grabbing the Kronos' Pendant. 75 magical power, 25 MP5, 20% or 25% cooldown reduction. That's going to hard cap us out on cooldown reduction. And then our last item that we're going to buy is also pretty much a staple for any mid pusher god, and that is the Rod of Tahuti, which is a 125 magical power plus 15 MP5 and increase magical power by 25%. Overall, you get that last to get the maximum benefit from the 25%. Due to math being math, and the bigger the number, and the bigger the number, the bigger the percentile increase. Pretty self-explanatory, basic math stuff. So now I have one alternative switch, okay? Now, this is for if you're going against a lot of speed gods. So I'm talking Fenrir, Serket, Loki's, Rama's, Artemis, let's see what else we got. Maybe Zeus, Nox, stuff like that. Gods that have dashes and gods that are very, very light on their feet and very, very flaky. The ones that like will hit you twice and run away. They just hit you quick, real fast. Bop, bop. That's Kevin Hart would say. It's like that. That's the gods that this is going to be used for. And I'm sure as me saying as they're flaky, I'm sure you guys already know what it's going to be. And it's a Gem of Isolation, which gives you 70 magical power, 250 health, and 250 mana. Enemies hit by your damaging abilities will move 25% slower for 2 seconds. So what you're going to do, this is just an alternative build. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to replace Obsidian Shard with Gem of Isolation. And reason being, hear me out real quick before you're just like, Shuey, you can't take away the Obsidian Shard. It's a mid-god. I know, I understand, okay? This is the thing. You only build this when you have flaky gods. The reason flaky gods are flaky is because they're super squish. So why they're super squish is because they have no armor. So you don't need to penetrate armor if there is no armor. So you take away the armor penetration to then add a slow, which lets the flaky gods not be flaky or speedy or dashy or whatever you want to call it. So it's kind of a substitute for if you're going against, let's say, an Athena and a Ymir, or if you're going against a Serket and a Loki. So if you're going against a Serket and a Loki, you throw in Gem of Isolation to slow them down on your corpse and your corpse explosion, throw your ult, call it a day. And if you're going against a Ymir and an Athena, do the same thing with Obsidian Shard. So they're super bulk, you just shred through their armor like it's wet paper mache, and you don't have to worry about it. So that's pretty much the alternative build. I like to give you guys some alternatives on specific builds that kind of fit certain situations. And eventually I'm going to be going through and actually giving you guys some gameplays of each build, and then I'm going to be linking the builds from the gameplays in the descriptions and so on and so forth. I'm actually working on that at the moment, but it takes a while. It takes a lot of editing, takes a lot of time to like try to get that perfect. I'm trying to get like clips, sort of thing, just so I can show you guys it at its full potential. You guys don't want to see me running from Fountain to run back to Fountain to run to Phoenix and stuff like that. Like it's boring, so I'm trying to cut it up and make it more entertaining for you guys. But we're going to go ahead and throw these on and do the complete overview. I know this is kind of a longer video, and I said I was going to try to make it fast, but Ah Puch is such a touchy god that people are very, very, very holy grailish about their build for Ah Puch. It's insane. Like, people will start a fight over this guy. It's ridiculous. But your overall stats are looking pretty solid at 179 basic attack, 488 magical power, 1.02 attack speed, 0 lifesteal, 15 penetration, not including the 33% from Obsidian Shard, 63 physical protection, 30 magical protection, 2075 health with 15 HP 5, 419 movement, hard capped out 40 cooldown reduction, 1765 mana with 53 MP 5. That mana is not actually including the Warlock Sash's stacks, and same with your magical power, it is not including those stacks either. I like to say this near the end of all my videos. Any stack item you have, these stacks are not included onto your actual overall build stats. So you want to make sure you take that into account when looking at it and be like, wow, you're not going to be hitting that hard. It's because we don't have 100 stacks on Warlock Sash. But this definitely hits like a freight train. It gets done what it needs to get done, and that is for you to just completely obliterate mid. And then I would definitely recommend you guys shifting over to duo every so often to get a gank, because you can do that as Ah Puch. Just make sure you watch yourself in jungle, because a Serket or a Loki will wreck your day if you don't have Gem of Isolation, just due to the fact that they are so fast. But that is pretty much it for this video, guys. If you did like it, make sure you smash the hell out that like button for me. You guys already know it's greatly appreciated, and it shows me that you guys do enjoy these videos and you love them and you like me coming out here and teaching you guys a thing or two. Make sure you comment down below if you do approve of my Spear of Magnus on the Ah Puch build, or any other gods that you would like for me to see. The gods up that are coming up that I'm going to be probably releasing within this week is going to be Arachne and Shibalanke and Fenrir and possibly Ares. So that's the list that I have already at the moment, guys. And if you have any other gods that you would like to see, like any out of the way, out of the park gods, I would love to do those, because I love the out of the way gods. But make sure you let me know if you got any other ones you would like to see. Make sure also, if you are new to my channel, smash the hell out that subscribe button as well to become part of the Shu crew, so where all the cool kids hang out. We have a good time and learn a thing or two. We learn how to demolish kids in mid lane, duo lane, jungle, solo lane, even on our own Titan, man. We do it all. And also, if you are a guardian from the Destiny portion of the Shu crew, we also alternate videos every other day on Smite and Destiny. So make sure you guys stop by too. And if you are part of the Destiny part of Shu crew, make sure you come over and hop on Smite. It's a free game. You get a couple guys to start out with. Maybe throw down $30 for that founder pack or the god pack or whatever it's called. And just have a good time, guys. It's a fun game. It's a great game. And I would love to help teach a new crowd about it. That's pretty much it for me, guys. I'm going to get out of here. Talk to you later. Peace.